everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley. I make YouTube videos on a Wednesday and Sunday, so please do subscribe. This is my dating disasters video. Dating disasters, because as you know, I'm single. I have been going on some dates recently and it got me thinking about a few years ago when I lived in London and I was single again, and the London dating scene is quite different to what I was used to up north. Don't really date up north, and I mean, I've been living down south for 4 years now, so I've kind of got used to it, but I thought it would be funny to do a story or a few stories from my dating back a few years ago. Nothing recent because, you know, people watch my videos and I can't really mention them, as they'll probably know it's about them. Anyway, so as you know, online dating is the new way of meeting people. Who meets people just out and about anymore? It never happens to me, never. I don't really go on like nights out and stuff anymore. I just can't imagine actually meeting someone out. Don't know. But I mean, there's plenty of dating sites. I have tried Match.com, which is, I've had like a couple of success stories. Tinder. Tinder's fun. Tinder's fun. Tinder can be a bit brutal, maybe. You know, you're flicking through on basically what they look like. As someone pointed out to me recently, you don't really read their bio, do you? And I was like, well, I do. And he's like, well, men don't read your bio. And I was like, oh, okay, because I was saying that I'd once written Plenty of Fish bio that was really good. And he said, no one reads your bio. I was like, oh, okay. Good to know, because I really was gutted that I'd lost that bio. Anyway, so Match, Tinder, Happen is the new one. Well, it's not so new probably, where it goes on where you are, if you've crossed paths with people, and then if you've connected, then you can talk to each other. No one's ever talked back to me on Happen. Bumble as well is new, and that is where I think it's a bit like Tinder, whereas you can yes and no people, and then the girl has to speak first. I speak first anyway, it doesn't bother me. I will speak to people. They don't talk back. If you've matched with someone, don't be rude, just talk back to them. And also Plenty of Fish. They're all the ones that I've tried. Anyway, here is my dating stories. Not just any stories, pretty disastrous. Not so, well, some of them are. Some of them I just didn't see them again. So these are all, I think, these are all one dates. No, none of these people got second dates, and this is back a few years ago, like I said. So, first one I'm going to mention was my first date in London, and I'd been speaking to this guy for, I don't know actually, I can't remember the ins and outs. I'd been speaking to him for a little while anyway, and we decided we'd meet in Camden for a date, and it was my first date since I'd broken up with someone. So it was all new. I thought I'd try and get myself back out there, and we arranged to meet in Camden, and my friend Hannah, hi Hannah, she came with me, and so that she could show me, because I didn't really know London that well, so I had to meet him at the World's End pub in Camden. If anyone knows Camden, you'll know where that is. And I walked in and I seen him, and Hannah went, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? I was like, yes, off I'm going. So she said, ring me if you need me. So I met him straight away. Did not fancy him. He didn't look like I thought he would in his picture. I don't know whether he'd used it, like, I don't know. He's obviously used his best looking picture of himself, but I was like, oh God, I don't like him, I don't fancy him. It's all right, we might have good conversation. It's not all about looks, is it? You've got to get on with someone, you've got to have the banter, you've got to have good personality. Well, didn't even like his personality, and that sounds awful. I'm not a horrible person. We didn't connect. We didn't have that connection. I know my sister will be watching this going, that's so mean, but she's never done online dating. She's been with the same person for 6 years and she's never had to worry about that. So off we went. He said, right, let's go. I know a really nice bar in Primrose Hill. Let's go up there. So we walked and we were chatting. And I mean, I am a bubbly, chatty person. I will talk to anyone. And so I never found that difficult. And when we sat down in this bar, I was thinking, oh God, I don't like this. I just wanted out. So I think I'd ordered a large glass of wine. I was like, right, I'm gonna drink this wine. I think maybe he was trying to be a bit touchy-feely, and then Hannah rang. He went to the toilet, and I quickly gave Hannah like 2 rings on her phone, which was the plan. That was the plan. And or maybe I had to send a code word. I can't quite remember. And she rang me when he was back from the toilet, and I was like, oh no. Oh, we're gonna have to go and get her then. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to go. Looked at this guy went, is everything all right? I was like, no, my friend Adele, so we dragged Adele into it. My friend Adele's just got to Euston, she really doesn't know where she is. We've got to go and get her, she's meant to be coming to us later. We've both got to go and find her and help her get back. And he was like, I'll come with you, I know London really well. So Hannah had to get up to Primrose Hill to meet me. And bless her, she found her way to this bar, and I was like, right, and he ended up walking us back to the station in Camden to show us where to go. And it was so awkward, and I think I kissed him on the cheek at the traffic lights and was like, bye then. Obviously never seen him again. And actually, he obviously didn't think that it was right as well, because neither of us texted each other again. So I didn't feel so bad, because he obviously thought that didn't go very well. And he didn't text me and I didn't text him. So that is number 1 of my dating disasters. And me and Hannah still laugh about that to this day, because I've never ever had anyone rescue me on a date before. I always, safety first, I always let someone know if I'm meeting someone, where I'm meeting them, what time, let them know when I'm there, let them know when I'm going. It's always my friend Charlotte, always gets the messages. You know Charlotte, she's been in my videos before. Even though Charlotte doesn't live anywhere near me, you know, she would send someone, I'm sure. So that's one of them. Another one is a date where I met. Now I can never remember this guy's name, which doesn't matter because I'm not saying names anyway. I think I might remember it now. And again, I didn't really know London very well. He wanted me to meet in Covent Garden, and I wasn't really 100% sure how to get there. So he said, right, get the tube to Holborn, I'll meet you at the station. So off I went, and I was going up the escalator at the station, and he was at the top of the escalator. But because I'd only known his picture and I hadn't met him in real life, I was like, I stood next to him and messaged and said, is that you? Such an idiot. And he turned around and went, yes, it is me. Oh God, I think I was only 24 when this all happened, so I wasn't very old. It was like 4 years ago, nearly 5. And I was dressed in a denim dress with a little collar, and it came out a bit, and I think I probably had sandals on, and I probably had this little yellow bag that I wore. He was in a suit. He took me to the poshest bar I've ever been to, and I was wearing a denim dress. I felt so underdressed and so silly, like a silly little girl, and he was like a proper man in a suit, and he looked really smart, and he took me to this really nice bar in Covent Garden, and he ordered, I remember I had a Bellini. I was like, I'm gonna have a Bellini, and he had a porn star martini, which I'd never seen before, I'd never heard of before. This just shows, doesn't it, that I was so naive and you know, never been to London that much. And he had a porn star martini, and I remember him going, do you want to try this? And I was like, oh yeah, what is it? And he got the little shot of champagne, darling, because we were in a posh bar, not Prosecco, champagne. He got the little shot, and he had that, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. And I think we had a couple of cocktails there, and then he said, come on, let's go around Covent Garden, I'll show you some of these places. He was telling me all about this burger place, and he was walking, he was holding my hand, and then he just stopped and started full on snogging me, and I was like, oh, okay, because he was obviously confident and sure of himself, which is what I quite like. I'm not really, although I seem very bubbly and chatty, I'm not that confident in that kind of situation. I would never just grab someone and kiss them, because what if they go, oh no, get off me? You don't know, do you? So, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a bit much on a first date. And then we carried on walking, and then we were kissing again, and then he made sure I got on the tube all right. And I was thinking, that went well. I enjoyed that date. And then I think the next day he was messaging me quite a lot, and he got really funny because I'd put an extra picture on my Match profile. He was like, why are you putting other pictures on? You're obviously dating other people. Well, I just thought that's what you did. because surely that is what you do. Now I come to realise it, I can't really date lots of people at the same time. I'm not very good at that. I am just a one person at a time kind of person, because I don't think it's very fair and I wouldn't like it done to me. But this is what people do. They'll date lots and lots of different people, and then they'll kind of pick one to go, I don't know, go to the next step with. So he obviously thought that I was just gonna like be doing that, which I probably was. I probably was just, I don't know, I just liked this picture and I put it up. So what? He got really funny about it, and then he started sending me rude messages with rude videos, and I was like, oh, this is a bit much. Like, rude videos. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I think I was just, I freaked out completely. I was like, oh, I don't think I want to see you anymore. And that was that. I think I probably had to block him actually, because I think he was just trying to phone me and text me and find out when we were meeting next, and it was just a bit much for me after one date. This is the London dating scene apparently. So that was one of my first experiences. Then the next time I met up this other guy who I thought was taller than he was, but he had a lovely face, but I could only see his face in all these pictures, and I thought, oh, he's really nice. I met up with him. I can't remember where I actually met him, but we went to a really good bar and we were having a few drinks, and he was smaller than I thought, and he was wearing like a t-shirt and shorts. And when he was at the bar, I remember texting Hannah a picture, and she was like, oh my god, what is he wearing, like, for a date? Because I think I'd learned from my first denim dress mistake to dress up a bit nicer, and I felt like he hadn't made the effort at all. And he had a really sweaty forehead. Now this was summer in London and it was hot, but he was so, his forehead was so sweaty that when he was talking to me, I just couldn't stop staring at his forehead. It was like sweat dripping down his face, and I was like, oh my god. And then again, we walked home and he started holding my hand, and then this guy turned me round, pinned me up against a wall and started snugging me as well. And I'm not one, I think probably I'm too polite for my own good, and rather than going, oh no thank you, don't really want to do that, I was just like, okay. And I've realised many a time that I am a polite kisser, even if I don't fancy the person, which to be fair, I really liked his face, I just didn't like the fact it was sweaty, and we were getting on really well. But I couldn't see it going anywhere. I now think, and definitely more so now that I'm 28, nearly 29, if I don't connect with someone on a first date, I don't feel that romantic spark, then I don't see the point of dating someone for the second time, because I'm looking for the one to spend the rest of my life with, and I don't want to waste time on someone that I don't think that about. So yeah, so guys, if you're out there and you've had a second date from me, well done. Well done. So silly and big-headed. Right, so this guy, you know them couples that you see on the tube or on the escalator going down to the tube, that's full PDA-ing, and you think, oh, get a room. I was one of them. I was one of them people that I think, oh, look at them. He'd made me into one of them. He was snogging me on the escalator, on the tube. When he got off the tube, I was like really embarrassed, because then I was obviously sat on my own and everyone had thought, oh, look at her snogging that guy, and I was like, oh, it's awful, awful. So didn't see him again either. Last one I want to tell you about is this. Now this was a bit more recently, this was last year, and I've been messaging this guy on, I think it was Tinder that I met, and all his pictures were nice. I thought he looked really nice, like we got on really well. He was quite into like similar things to me, and like he would phone me, and he was Welsh and I really loved his accent, and he would phone me and we'd be on the phone for an hour. And I always think if you get on with someone really well, then that's good. And I remember saying to someone, it's really weird that he hasn't smiled properly on all his pictures. All his pictures were like, and I was like, and someone said, I think it was Charlotte, he might have really bad teeth. And I was like, no, yeah, he did. What happened was that we were meant to meet somewhere, meet at a pub near where I was living, and he didn't, he texted me and said he'd got home from work and he'd forgotten his wallet, so he couldn't come and meet me. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, I tell you what, why don't you come to my house instead? And here's me thinking, okay, don't do that, it's not safe. I would tell anyone, don't do that. You should never go to someone's house that you don't know. And although I told someone where I was, it doesn't mean that it was safe. So that was, you know, a bit of a regret. But more so, this is the regret. When I got there, I drove to this car park by his flat, and he started walking towards the car. What I should have done is just turn the car around and go. But because I'm nice and I'm polite, I got out and I had to kiss him on the cheek, and his breath was rank. It wasn't the freshest breath, and I was like, oh my God. I got into his flat, and I mean, as you can see all around me, I like things pretty clean and tidy. This flat was a mess. And it wasn't just messy, as in untidy, it was dirty. I had to sit on the tiniest sofa next to him. He offered me a drink, and I was thinking, I don't want to drink from here. I don't know whether them glasses are going to be clean, but I was just like, okay, yeah. And I think I just had like little tiny sips, pretend sips maybe, I don't know. And he sat on the sofa next to me, and this sofa was really tiny, and because we both sat on, we both kind of went in right next to each other, and he was cuddling me, and he kept kissing my head, and I was thinking, oh my God, right, have a bit of time here, spend half an hour here. Oh, I think first of all, I was like, stay here a couple of hours, just chat, whatever. Then I was like, no, an hour will do. An hour's sufficient. And then I was taking the time down, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot I had to do that thing. I was one of them awful people that made a really silly excuse up. And then we got, so he was like, oh, okay, well, it'd be really nice, we know, we'll do something properly next time. And I was like, okay. And he walked me to the car. His teeth were bad, by the way. His teeth were not good. Everything I just didn't like. It wasn't good. I don't want to be too unkind, but I didn't fancy him. His flat really, I was just like, oh my God, no, I can't cope with someone having such a messy flat like this. And I don't think we actually had that as much in common as we thought as well. And his breath was really bad, and he was so close to my face. And anyway, I went to say bye, and he full on snogged me again, and I was like, oh. And because I'm polite, I just had to go with it. It was awful. It was awful. I was the polite kisser. And then I went, and then I had to tell him the next, I think I told him that night that I didn't feel the romantic spark. This is my get out thing to say. I don't feel the romantic spark. Which is true, because if I don't feel it, then I don't want to see them again, because I don't see the point. I think if it's not there initially, then it's not gonna just turn up somewhere. And I just thought, oh my God, this is awful. And he was like, oh, I'm really gutted. God, I feel so stupid for kissing you now. And I was like, oh, I just didn't know what to say. I think he probably got blocked. And actually, recently, he was on my Tinder. He came up, I was like, no, had to just swipe left. Not going there again. Messy flat. Right, anyway, that is about it, really. I hope you've enjoyed them funny stories. And yeah, I hope I've come across okay. I'm not like a serial dater, or maybe I am, I don't know. I just want to find the right one for me. But give it a like. Don't forget, as I said at the start, to subscribe to my channel. The links will come up somewhere here. And mwah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!